What's up, Paladin pals? Does your Chaos Dungeon experience look something like this? Today, I'll show you how to go from slow to pro. Let's get right into it. First off is a skill build. If you want a detailed breakdown of what each skill does, check out my Paladin leveling video because they're mostly the same. The Chaos Dungeon build has 2 changes, and if you want to take a look at the detailed skill tree, take a look at the description below. The first skill we change is Shield of Faith. We'll replace Dagger Lunge with this skill since we don't need to be moving around much in Chaos Dungeons. Also, Dagger Lunge stops whenever it hits a mob, and in Chaos Dungeons, it isn't very useful since we're always surrounded. We take Fast Move for 15% move speed while the shield is up, and Long Lasting Protection to increase the duration by 2 seconds. We'll mostly use Shield of Faith to soak damage while casting Wave of Light and save some silver on potions. This is optional though. Feel free to replace it with whatever skill you like. The second skill is the most important. Guardian Angel absolutely destroys anything caught in the AoE. We take Inexhaustible Faith for faster aura charging, Just Cause to increase our attack power after casting it, and Heavenly Requiem. This level 10 tripod increases the AoE by 20% and the damage by 300%. Now I'll go over the strategy by phase. In phase 1, we want to wait for the mobs to gather since our big AoE spells are on long cooldowns. Run around in a circle, and when the monster stops spawning, use Guardian Angel, Hand of Heaven, or Wave of Light to clear the screen. Rinse and repeat, cycling through all 3 of our skills. If all of them are on cooldown, try to group up monsters in front of you and then use Harsh Retribution and Sword of Justice, cleaning up with Shattering Steel. In phase 2, our lives get a lot easier. Killing elite mobs will drop an Orb of Transcendence, this yellow looking sphere on the ground. Picking them up will increase your attack and cast speed by 40%, and most importantly, your cooldown recovery rate by 40%. This means we can basically spam our big 3 AoEs to clear screen after screen of mobs. When you run into elite monsters, you can either clear them with Guardian Angel or try to line them up for a juicy Sword of Justice. We do the same process of gathering up mobs and nuking them down, but try to group up the elites so you can keep the Transcendence buff going. When the boss spawns, if you have access to the second Awakening skill, you can just pop it to almost one-shot the boss. If not, you can take it down with Guardian Angel, Sword of Justice, and Harsh Retribution, the old-fashioned way. Once the boss is dead, we can hop into phase 3. If you get the gold room, you can just use whatever skills you have to take down the treasure goblin. It's not particularly hard, so let's move on. In the last phase, we'll still have access to the Transcendence buff, so just keep up the same rhythm of grouping up mobs, then clearing the screen. There are less elites that spawn, so if your big 3 holy skills are on cooldown, just pop your aura and use Harsh Retribution and Sword of Justice. I like to use Shattering Steel to break the rocks, but if it's on cooldown, you can just whack it a few times with your auto attack. Once you fill up the gauge at the top left, you're done. At this point, the last thing you need to do is alt-tab out and subscribe for more. Chaos Dungeon is pretty simple and fast thanks to the cooldown reduction buff. You'll get the hang of it in no time. I'm still working on raid guides for Bard and Paladin, as well as a ton of other content, but that's all for today. This has been Ayu, and until next time, bye you.